Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
They had no way to escape. Chaotic new video shows customers pleading with a clerk to unlock a door after a man inside opened fire.
Now that new video is out as a judge is ordering that clerk to stand trial on involuntary manslaughter charges. Thanks for joining us. I'm Karen Drew in for Devin Skillian.
I'm Kimberly Gill. That video was played during a hearing for that clerk and it got heated. Sean Lay is live tonight, and Sean, the judge says there really is no precedent for a case like this.
That's right, and the defense attorney for the clerk said the only thing that really comes close to this is another local case, the case of James and Jennifer Crumley, people charged with involuntary manslaughter without firing a shot. In this case, you're right. More new video played in court today. A lot of it's jarring. A lot of it we can't show you. A lot of it tells the entire story. Prosecutors saying if the clerk had not locked that door, this would not have happened. Security camera video from inside the mobile on McNichols at 3 in the morning, May 6th, showed the excruciating 11-minute incident from start to finish. Clerk Al Hassan Ayash arguing with customer Samuel McCrae when McCrae's Cash App card is declined for $3.80. 3 customers come in as the dispute is going on. You can see Ayash flip a switch and scream at McCrae that he is not going anywhere. He has locked the door, locking everyone in the shop. As McCrae gets more irate, the 3 customers beg Ayash to let them out. The video then shows all 3 men being shot. One man, Gregory Kelly, was hit 9 times and killed. On the witness stand today, the other 2 customers who were shot but survived. Both say the gunman made it clear to the clerk that with the door locked, he would shoot everyone.
What was that threat, if you recall?
He said he gonna shoot everybody here if he didn't unlock the door.
The specific threat was that if you don't open that door, I'm gonna kill everybody in here.
Still, that door remained locked before shots were fired. Ayash called 911. He did not say what was happening. He only continued to rage at the gunman.
Pull my stuff back. Pull my stuff back, bro. Pull my stuff back. That's it.
Prosecutors say Ayash provoked the gunman, Judge Kenneth King, binding Ayash over to stand trial.
He continued to pour gasoline on the fire by, in some ways, even appearing as though he was mocking the shooter.
Back here live. This is all over a package of donuts and an iced tea that was trying to be bought there at the clerk, with the clerk at the gas station there. $3.80. This fight goes down. The clerk thought that the guy was going to walk out with that merchandise. This is what the whole thing is over. Let's talk about the alleged gunman here, Samuel McCrae. He was supposed to also be in court today, Kimberly, for the same exam. They're both being kind of paired together. His case basically on hold right now as a psychiatric evaluation is being done. Back to you.
Absolutely chilling video, Sean. We appreciate your report tonight.
All right, a woman shoots into an apartment as she tries to break into it on the campus of the University of Michigan. Police say the woman tried to force her way into the Northwood building over on Cram Circle near Hubbard last night. She had an unopened folding knife in her hand and fought with a man who lives there. When she left, police say she fired 2 gunshots through the window. No one was hurt inside. Police say the woman has red hair and long braids, also was wearing a pink shirt. So if you do see her, please call police. $24 million, that's how much the city of Highland Park owes the Great Lakes Water Authority.
And now, after a stalemate that's dragged on for years now, there's finally some progress. Megan Woods joins us. And Megan, the city was told they were going to have to make $1 million down payment by Friday, but that's changed in the past few hours.
That's right. There was a hearing with the court, all the attorneys together, and yes, it may change, or it does change, the fact that the Highland Park does no longer has to pay that $1 million by Friday. Take a look.
I don't think the court has any choice but to follow what the Court of Appeals ordered, which is the judgment to be reinstated.
With attorneys representing both Gliwa and Highland Park, as well as the Attorney General's office, all on Zoom, Tuesday afternoon, Honorary Edward Joseph of Michigan's Third Circuit Court reinstated a judgment from April 2015.
The court is reinstating that amount so that it's clear on the record for appellate purposes. It's $19,800,000. $840,035.31.
That decision doesn't compromise Gliwa getting that interest accrued. That number continues to change as the days go on, but back in March, it was up to $24 million. One of Highland Park's attorneys, Calvin Grigsby, argued reinstating that April 2015 judgment violated the two parties' agreement and rather work on a payment plan.
Our understanding from the mediation agreement was that everything would be put on hold, the objections would not be heard, the parties would attempt to work out a global settlement.
There was some back and forth, but ultimately the judge decided to put a hold on enforcing that judgment, meaning Highland Park doesn't need to pay that $1 million by Friday.
It's clear that there are a lot of moving parts here, and I want everybody to have enough time to resolve it. I don't think you need a payment plan, Mr. Grigsby, because I'm putting a stay on any enforcement of the judgment.
So there is no specific time limit on that hold of enforcement of that judgment. The judge is saying that they want to wait until everybody is on the same page and this can be resolved before moving forward with that. Back to you.
The saga continues, Megan, but they give any idea how close they are to resolving this?
Everyone kept saying, this is complex, this is super complex. So the judge decided that they will meet again in August to see if there's any progress being made. But again, like you said, the saga continues. They are ordered to meet again and try and find some sort of agreement.
Okay, we'll continue to follow it. Megan, thank you.
Former Cass Tech football star Jeru Campbell has made a deal with prosecutors, and it's connected to that standoff with police last winter inside an Oakland County psychiatric facility.
As part of the deal, Campbell will plead guilty to 1 count of 4th-degree child abuse and a felony assault and resisting charge. Campbell live streamed the run-in while he was holding a young child and what appeared to be a pair of scissors. Sentencing for Campbell is set for next month.
The PGA Tour and LIV Golf are merging, combining 2 golf leagues who were once heated rivals. The agreement also will include the DP World Tour in Europe. The exact terms of the deal are still unclear, but we do know it would end legal battles between both the PGA and LIV. We do not know how high-profile players who left the PGA for LIV will be affected, but the two say there will be a fair process for players to reapply for PGA Tour membership. Bernie will bring you more reaction to this news coming up in sports.
The race for the White House is starting to get crowded. Former New Jersey Governor Christie has filed paperwork just hours ago, formally launching his bid for the Republican nomination. Former Vice President Mike Pence is expected to announce his candidacy within the coming days. NBC's Alice Barr is in the Capitol tonight, breaking it all down.
Good evening. The candidates entering the race today and tomorrow have the strongest ties yet to former President Trump, and they'll have to sell to voters why they're now bent on defeating him. The Republican presidential field growing again today with an announcement from former New Jersey Governor Christie set for this evening in New Hampshire. Christie playing hardball in a field that's otherwise tiptoed toward attacks on the GOP frontrunner, former President Trump. Christie has said Mr. Trump's false claims about the 2020 election changed how he views his one-time ally.
When you put yourself ahead of our democracy as President of the United States, it's over.
But the former governor is only polling around 1% in this his second presidential bid. Former Vice President Mike Pence set to announce his White House run tomorrow, testing out veiled swipes as he tries to set himself apart from his former running mate without alienating the Trump base.
I believe we have to resist the politics of personality.
For his part, former President Trump bracing for a potential federal indictment over his handling of classified documents, casting the investigation as election interference.
Is an indictment coming soon, sir?
The man leading the probe, independent special counsel Jack Smith, staying quiet today after meeting yesterday with members of the Trump defense team.
It is typically the last step before we walk into the grand jury, offer them proposed charges, and ask them to vote out an indictment.
At the same time, sources familiar telling NBC News a federal grand jury hearing evidence in the case is set to meet in Florida this week, where the classified documents were stored at the former president's Mar-a-Lago estate. One of former President Trump's top allies here on Capitol Hill, House Republican Jim Jordan, is now calling on the Justice Department to hand over internal documents laying out the scope of that special counsel investigation. From Capitol Hill, Alice Barr, Local 4.
Alice, thank you. And it is still too early to tell if prosecutors are prepared to seek an indictment on former President Donald Trump. The DOJ has not commented on the status of its investigation.
Now to the weather, and check out this shot from our Southfield sky cam. Almost looks like the smog you see over in California. Haze is sticking around and still no rain in sight. On the bright side, you can't beat the temperatures as we make our way through the work week.
So let's get over to Kim Adams and the forewarned forecast. Hi, Kim.
Hi, Kim and Karen. Well, it is like forecasting right now for San Diego or somewhere in California. We've had a long stretch of dry weather, temperatures in the 70s, and now we've got what looks like smog, but it's actually smoke in the upper levels of the atmosphere. You can see the downtown shot. Looks like it's an overcast day, but it's really sunny behind that smoke. 76 in Detroit. It's been a little cooler than normal, too. Howells at 71, low 70s in Pontiac, and 76 in Adrian. Drought monitor. So they collect data today, and then the report will come out on Friday. But you can see here we are still in a drought. The new report, I suspect, will get even worse, but there is some hope. There's some rain in the forecast, and I'll tell you when coming up.